after seeing this video, I'm sure you know what all I do. Yeah? And this thing is very, very close to my life, soaring high, scaling your heights. Because one by one, I have been into it. And somehow I've been able to achieve whatever I was given a task. Okay, I'll start off with my family background. I am the fourth child of my parents, born in Jammu. Being the youngest, I was the most pampered one and always loved, center of attention. So my family is very, very traditional, and the ladies of the house, they're not allowed to go out and work. Even I was not allowed to go out alone, venture out anywhere alone, except a family member accompanying me. So my life drastically changed after marriage, thanks to my husband, who was an adventure junkie that time. I got married after my graduation to a naval officer who is a submariner. His idea about honeymoon destination was to take to Darjeeling for a 15-day adventure course. That was the start, of my adventure. So I used to hate, getting up at 5 and really wanted to give up. But then thought, can I give up at this time? And the thought which was more scary than this is the limit only limited to where I was. And then next 2 days I gave it my best and somehow never looked back after that. So the next adventure was basic mountaineering course in Uttarkashi. Again, he had this weird idea that if you are able to do this 28-day course, going through pregnancy and childbirth would be a breeze. Again, I qualified and got A grading. And when my first child was born, I was myself surprised because going through labor was much more easy than going through that 28 days torturous course. It was torture that 28 days because the environment is bad and you have to keep walking, a lot of stuff which I usually used to hate when I was a child. So that was it, and then he had one more logic that if all the problems in life starts when you stop doing something great. So he was like, if you don't get anything, go to a swimming pool and dive from 10-meter boat, to keep yourself in that form. And all this happened, and a lot of people I met, they thought that going through this extreme adventure, you need to suffer. You suffer basically, and then you go through this. But it is the other way around. When I did my first skydive, it was that feeling of profound joy. I was so happy, as if you achieved something. From my work, basically, what I bring is joy, happiness, and the experience of freedoms to others. You feel so free when you skydive, you just jump and you're of your own, nobody's around. If something goes wrong, nobody's there to help you out. So you are of your own. So that feeling is like, you don't get that feeling when you're on land basically. So you have to do something to get that kind of feeling. And then jumping again from a perfectly safe aircraft is a crazy thing to do. What I used to say when I was a child. But doing yourself is like, it's something different. All my thoughts and everything is changed. Jumping. And in skydiving, generally what happens when you start skydiving, the fear factor is very high and the fun factor is very low. But as gradually the number of jumps increase, the fear factor decreases and you start enjoying the adrenaline rush, which gets into you basically. So then you cannot leave after that. So as there were no equipping facilities for skydivers in India, I had to go to US all the time to do my skydives. Because whatever I had learned, it's not easy to learn skydiving. So whatever I had learned, I never wanted to give up. And taking too many gaps and not being done means that I have to start all over again. That's where everything comes to your mind. So then it is like every time I used to go to US, do certain jumps, come back, and then I had to become this demo skydiver where you dive with flags. So for that you have to have 200 jumps. So last year when I went, it was like 113. I had to become the demo skydiver. That was the time when I did 70 jumps, and 201st jump was demo jump with the Indian flag in US. And that was again, profound joy you get, and the kind of people you meet, and the kind of, they have a very different notion about India in terms of adventure. They think Indians can't do anything. That is very, very common in US. But then when I did it, they were like, they really appreciated it. I mean, you have to make that mark over there. And after that, I moved to another adventure that was base jumping. It's an extreme adventure sport. Unlike skydive, where you have two parachutes, in base jump you just have one parachute. And you jump from very low fixed objects. And the reaction time there is so less that in case anything goes wrong, you will die rather than getting injured. So it was like that. And again comes my husband in picture. He used to give me the tickets, insurance, and the list of books which I had to go and do it. And this time it was like become base jumper of India. So my husband, he came to drop me in a car that time. And little I knew that he's already sold out that car and the bike just to fund my trip to become a base jumper. Rest is the history where I came back as the women base jumper of India. And not only that, I'm the only Indian who has jumped from KL Tower with an Indian flag. So that was again, you have achieved something. One by one, I was achieving and going to certain level. So then it all comes because I had a dream. By that time when I started base jumping, that adventure had already come in me. So I really wanted to do something adventurous all the time. And then you have a dream, and my dream came along with obstacles. I did not have money, it was too ambitious, but rather than analyzing and giving part to the obstacles, I decided to fight back and knock it down and make my dream a reality. So in 2010 again, as a family, we went for a vacation to Andaman, and there my kids wanted to learn scuba diving, and in fact they wanted me to learn with them. So I had this fear of water, and till my late 30s I had not learned how to swim even. So now again the time had come where I had to push my limits and do something which I was not comfortable with. And again, push your limits. And what is the limit basically? It is the highest sport which you have created in your mind. Okay, fine, I can go to this level, beyond that I cannot go. And who can push the limits? It's only you. Nobody else can do it in your place. So keep pushing your limits, and that is how you can go beyond your comfort zone. You can only achieve anything in life if you go beyond your comfort zone. If everything I get on my bed, on a platter, I will not do anything. I'll be the same person of vegetarian. But if I have to achieve something, I have to go out and push my limit. So again, I started pushing my limits, and push for me is pursue until something happens. So I pushed so much that at the moment I'm a master scuba diver trainer, ULA certified by PADI, Professional Association of Diver Instructors, USA. So not only that, after that I did my flag jump. I dived to 60 feet and did a flag jump of Port Blair in Neil Island. As it has become a symbolic thing for me, symbolic thing for me to dive with flags. So I did my base jump, skydive, and this was the third one I really wanted to do. So basically what I learned in my whole journey was, you have to come out of your comfort zone. You should know how to play with your mind basically. It's all mind based. It's all mind based. You should know how to block your mind whenever you're doing something new. Push your limit, block your mind. And now it's been like 3.5 years years, I've opened a scuba diving academy, which no other sport could give me. Scuba diving academy gave me a profession. So where I teach disabled divers also how to dive, as well as taught more than 700 kids how to scuba dive. Why it was scuba diving again was because it starts from the age of 8, and that is basically a developing stage, where the kids get interested in one thing or the other. So putting them here and giving them all kind of exposure helps them a lot. So now whenever I do anything new again, I have to again shut my mind and start doing something and push my limits. And it is always said that the magic always lies beyond your comfort zone. That thing is always in my mind whenever I start something new. And if still I have some fear in me, I just read the lines of that Mark Twain, which he says is, doubt from 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed with the things you did not do than the things you have done. So throw away your bowline, sail away from your sail away from safe harbor. Catch the winds in your trade wind. Let the sails catch the trade winds. Explore, read, and discover. And if I can do it, I think all of us can do it. Thank you so much.